Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this Lewis and Clark Board of County Commissioners public meeting dated Tuesday, July 22nd, and we will proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, another wild time on a Tuesday. I remembered what I was going to ask you. Okay. Let's see. I am Candace Payne, and usually I just introduce all of our participants here. To my immediate left is Commissioner Tom Rolfe.
Good morning, Chair Payne.
Good morning. And our recording secretary, Brandy Spangler, is over there on the far left. To my immediate right is Commissioner Andy Hunthausen. Good morning, Andy. And immediately to his right is the Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. Roger Balls. Welcome.
Good morning.
We seem to be missing a few of our county attorney people, but we will proceed onward. There is a sign-up sheet right up there on that table over the front of the bar, and there are agendas there, and people will sign in. That would be good. And is there anything else I'm supposed to say? Okay, in that case, we'll proceed with the consent action item 2A to be presented by Roger Balls.
Thank you, Chair Payne and Commissioners. As you just said, this is item 2A on your agenda today. It is Resolution 2025-60, declaring county property surplus property. Staff recommends approval of that item. Commissioners, thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger. Any questions from the commission?
None here.
Seeing none. Is there any public comment? Seeing none. Let's have a motion.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve consent action item 2A, Resolution 2025-60, declaring county property surplus property as explained by Mr. Balls.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we approve this consent action item. Is there any further comment or question from the commissioner? Seeing none. All in favor of approving the consent action item 2A as presented by Roger Balls, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. On to the action items. Action item 3A is a bid award for the Holmberg Drive resurfacing as presented by Dan Karlin.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Dan Karlin, County Engineer. On July 8th of 2025, 2 bids were opened for the Holmberg Drive resurfacing project. The project generally consists of saw cutting asphalt, excavation, placing geotextile fabric, backfilling, compaction, asphalt patching, and placing a 1.5-inch asphalt overlay in the Holmberg Rural Improvement District, or RID, in Lewis and Clark County. Funding for this project is budgeted through the Holmberg RID and included in an overall project summary sheet approved by the Commission with the annual Public Works budget. After review of bids, staff recommends awarding the contract to the low bidder, Montana Materials and Construction of Helena, Montana, for a total unit price bid amount of $116,965.00, and authorize the chair to sign all applicable contract documents. And I can answer questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Karlin. Is there any questions from the commission? Andy? Tom?
Nope.
Is there any public comment? No public comment. In that case, let's have a motion, please.
Chair Payne, I'd move that we award the Holmberg Drive resurfacing bid to Montana Materials and Construction as presented by Mr. Karlin. Second.
Although it has been moved and seconded, is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none. Excuse me. All those in favor of approving the bid award for the Holmberg Drive resurfacing as presented by Mr. Dan Karlin indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion is approved unanimously. Next on our agenda is item 3B, the interlocal agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the city of Helena as presented by our friend Greg McNally.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. Greg McNally with Community Development Planning Department. For consideration is an updated interlocal agreement establishing a City of Helena and Lewis and Clark County Heritage Preservation and Cultural Tourism Development Council. The most recent interlocal agreement was approved by the City of Helena and Lewis and Clark County in 2012 and was originally established in 1989. The interlocal agreement establishes roles, responsibilities, and duties of a heritage preservation officer and an advisory body known as the City of Helena and Lewis and Clark County Heritage Preservation and Cultural Tourism Council, also known as the Heritage Tourism Council, or sometimes we refer to it as the HTC. The update reflects changes in administration and policy and aligns the historic preservation programs of both jurisdictions for the City of Helena and Lewis and Clark County. On July 7th of this month, at the City Commission meeting, the City of Helena Commissioners and the Mayor voted 4-0 to approve the interlocal agreement. Staff does recommend approval of the interlocal agreement. As I indicated, the 2012 interlocal agreement that we had, we made some amendments to that, working with Chris Brink with the City Community Development Planning Department. He's in our audience today, as well as the City Manager, Tim Burton, and Roger Baltz, our Chief Administrative Officer. So working together, we put some amendments together and brought forth this new interlocal agreement for you. If approved, the existing interlocal agreement will go away.
Thank you, Greg. Is there any funding involved in this project?
We do fund the position through the Community Development Planning Department. The county is the fiscal agent, and there is some partnership with the City of Helena for funding for the Heritage Preservation Office and the operation of the HTC.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Any questions from the commission? Andy? Tom?
None. Chair Payne, not really a question. I just glad we're at this point, ready to move forward. We've been working on this for a while now and needed an updated agreement. So I am ready to move forward, Chair Payne. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? Seeing none.
Chair Payne,
Roger Baltz.
if I could, just very briefly.
Certainly.
Thank you. I just want to thank the City of Helena, their team, and I want to thank Mr. McNally for moving this forward for us. It's consistent with one of the priorities that you've given us to seek out partnerships whenever and wherever we can to serve our citizens. And this also addresses some concerns that the city has shared with us over time that they've had about the staff support related dynamics and making sure we're all on the same page moving forward. So again, just a big thank you to everyone who worked on this, and Mr. Brink and Mr. Burton as well too. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Any further comment? Okay, then we're ready for a motion.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve the interlocal agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the City of Helena, as explained by Mr. McNally.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this interlocal agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the City of Helena. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the interlocal agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the City of Helena as presented by Mr. McNally as item number 3B on today's agenda indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Greg. Next on our agenda. Agenda item 3C, Resolution 2025-61, adopting the final operating budget and setting appropriation authority for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. This is going to be presented by our friend Frank Cornwell. Frank?
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Frank Cornwell, County CFO. So this will be one of the quickest presentations I have. So as a reminder, on Thursday, July 15th, the Board of County Commissioners met and voted and approved the preliminary budget, which includes $130 million in appropriations. The budget was set forth. The budget sets forth the legal spending limits by fund type presented in the resolution attachment A you guys all have. The resolution authorizes the chief administrative officer to make budget transfers and amendments as necessary throughout the fiscal year in accordance with state law, along with adjustments to additional revenues and reserves. The resolution also delegates department directors and elected officials the authority to make transfers or revisions at the categorical level for operating expenditures. This budget establishes the framework for the county which it will operate throughout this fiscal year. On June 26, 2025, the preliminary budget was adopted on June 26th, and the public hearing was held on July 15th, and no public comment was received. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners to approve the resolution 2025-61 to adopt the final operating budget and setting appropriations authority for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30, 2026. And that's it.
Thank you, Frank. Is there any comment or question from the commission? Andy? Okay, and Tom, any questions?
I just might mention, Frank and I had a conversation a few minutes ago, and I was looking at it. I couldn't reconcile some of the numbers, and he pointed out to me, reminded me that this budget is kind of a worst case expense situation. It's assuming 100% of the people being employed that we have set up. We always have a few positions that aren't filled. Particularly, it seems like in the jail, we've got several positions that don't get filled. But sometimes when there's a transition of people, it takes a couple months or more to find the right person to fill that spot. Mm-hmm. So we always have some vacancy savings. Oh, yeah. And this also includes worst case scenario and other expenses. And that has to be, but it has to be authorized and budgeted in this way. So that's why there's such a discrepancy in what finally comes out and what we pass. And I once again want to thank Frank and the finance staff for a great job for crunching these numbers and making sure that the people get their money's worth, and that we don't spend any more money than we absolutely have to. And we're trying our darndest not to have to raise taxes, but once in a while you have to do that to get everything done. So I really appreciate the job that the finance staff is doing. Thank you.
Chair Payne, Commissioner Ralph, thank you so much. I completely agree. Our departments work very hard to be fiscally conservative and always look for ways to save money and always look for ways to be efficient. It is a constant mantra throughout the county. We have finance folks out there with public works and public health and public safety that work very hard to make sure that we are using the county resources as effectively as possible.
Thank you, Frank. Do you have anything, Andy? Okay. Raj Balls, your comment, please.
Thank you, Chair Payne, Commissioners. Just a quick comment, excuse me, to build upon the fine presentation from Mr. Cornwell today. We oftentimes refer to our budget processes and finance processes as our budget cycle. So you have this specific action in front of you today, but as I'm sure you all recall, Commissioners, very shortly, Frank and I were just talking about this, I think yesterday. We will be doing the budget amendments that will be coming before you. And then a few weeks from now, you will be looking at authorizing the mill levies, which are a part of our budget process. And then the implementation continues throughout the year. So it's a budget cycle. And I just wanted to remind you those actions will be coming before you in the coming weeks as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Balls. Is there any public comment on this matter? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion.
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve Resolution 2025-61, adopting the final operating budget and setting the appropriation authority for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, as presented by Mr. Cornwell.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this Resolution 2025-61 as presented by Frank Cornwell. Is there any further comment from the Commission? Andy?
Chair Payne, yes, thanks. I'd like to first thank Mr. Cornwell and Mr. Baltz and all of our finance personnel in all of the departments and all of the offices, elected offices out there. They work very hard to bring forth a budget that is balanced and within the parameters of we set some parameters for them at the outset and some guesstimations about what COLA might be and those kinds of things. And they always bring in a budget that is very respectful to the taxpayer and still provides top level service to our citizens. So very grateful to them and the work that they do. And I think we need to say that over and over again because it's important. I also want to recognize the process, and it's a long, hard process Mr. Baltz just said, talked about, and it starts again here very soon, be kind of getting ready for next year and what we're going to assume for next year and how things are going to look. And I love that piece where it's almost like Mr. Cornwell has a crystal ball because he said, well, I look at this budget and next year and the year after I can see with the trends, this was what might be happening. And already looking out for how to keep services at the level we have them and to make sure that we're going to be balanced and in the black in the future. So I'm just grateful for the work. It's very important work. It's often stuff that beyond me how it all happens, but I'm grateful for it. And then you mix in all the politics and the state laws and the things that the legislature does, and our team does a great job. So I'm happy to support this motion and ready to move on and begin our next year's process. So thank you, Chair Payne.
Thank you, Andy. Anything further, Tom?
Couldn't say it any better than what Commissioner Hunthausen said there. Absolutely appreciate the great job.
Thank you.
I have a comment. People ask me how I like being a county commissioner. And to me, this is the hardest part. There are so many things that people would like to have, and you have to balance those against how much money we are willing to give to these projects, and it all comes from the taxpayers' pockets. And we take that very seriously. It's an important consideration. The money does not fall like manna from heaven. We struggle over this. People complain about their high taxes or their slow service, and it is a balancing act. So thank you for helping us struggle through this process, Frank.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve Resolution 2025-61, adopting the final operating budget and setting appropriation authority for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, as presented by Mr. Frank Cornwell. All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. There, we have come to the point in this meeting to ask for any public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda above. Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.